Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Inside Berm podcast. I am your host, Jake Keel, the man behind Monstar Pro Media, the voice of Southern Oklahoma Speedway, and I am here ready to talk racing action. A lot of really great stuff going on right now. This might be my favorite week of the year, guys. I'm kind of speechless right now. I'm so happy that it is finally the week that all the big series are coming through. We're having a lot of really big races going on, and we might be talking about one of the most important weeks in Southern Oklahoma Speedway, in Oklahoma racing for the year. It's a big deal right now, guys, and it all kicked off last night at Meeker. Once again, I am your host, Jake Keel. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in right now. I love doing this Inside Berm weekly. It's a fantastic thing to be able to do, and do this live. That's the best part about this, is that you can do this live, and I get to talk to you folks. And like Mr. Justin Condon, every single week I get the chance to talk to Mr. Justin Condon. I'm doing great. I am very tired right now. I'm not used to weekdays being up as late as I was, but last night was a really good reason to be up and up late. And even though I've showered, I still feel red dirt coming out of everywhere. But man, I'm so excited to share with you guys excuse me, some things that are going on this week. We get to talk some racing, and we get to hear a lot of this week. We are in the midst of the Hight Limit Oklahoma parade. They're coming through Oklahoma right now. There's a lot of really great racing that's going to happen this week, and we're going to talk about it. Last night I was at Meeker, Oklahoma. Let's talk about our sponsors real quick. Jake's Dad Carbs, 405-640-6862 for all of your micro carburetor needs. Spinebuster brand. We've got a lot of really great shirts. We've got some hats coming. In fact, I gave away the first few hats that are coming to Spinebuster Racing. And I'm going to pull up a picture that one Mr. Shane Carson posted. He was the very first person to receive this hat because without Shane, this would not be happening. This is our new Fairground Speedway shirt or hat. Fairground Speedway, big time deal in Oklahoma City. This is based off of our t-shirt that we were able to release, and now we are bringing it to hat form. Those will be available very soon. And they will be available online as well as at the track. I'm going to have physical pieces of them to be able to sell at the track. So it's going to be really great having those. JR Wind, absolutely. I said Spinebuster, and here he appears, the one of the associates of Spinebuster. Justin, I'm going to talk all about that. I'm going to talk all about that race. What a race it was. The last thing I need to talk about is Victory Fuel. Flavored electrolyte water. You can get them at most racetracks, including Meeker at Red Dirt Raceway. Your daily source of vitamins, electrolytes. It's kid-friendly with low sugar. It's caffeine-free, and there's no artificial coloring. I feel like I'm talking like smooth talk radio right now, but it's because I'm not going to lie, I'm not really feeling the greatest. That's what low sleep and a lot of dirt in your lungs will do. But hey, it's been a great, it was a great night. I'm very excited. Very excited. Still on a high from last night. We had some really great drivers, including and also this guy. Inject that noise into my veins. I could get a high off of that. There's something about the sound of a 410 sprint car going wide open around a track that just it gets me going. I'm very excited about it. We went to Red Dirt Raceway last night. We're in the middle of high limits coming through the region. They started down in Texas. Now they're going to make their way up through Oklahoma. They were at Red Dirt Raceway last night. They'll be at Southern Oklahoma Speedway on Friday night. And tickets are available. They're going fast. Guys, get your tickets now. You can use this little QR code right there. You scan your screen right now. You can get your tickets right now through My Race Pass. It's going to be a fantastic night of racing. Some of the best sprint car racers on the planet are going to be in Ardmore, Oklahoma this Friday night. And it's one of the most important races of the year for Southern Oklahoma Speedway. It's the biggest series that's going to come through. But this is a chance to put Southern Oklahoma Speedway on the nationwide map in a big way. It is very important to attend this race, support your track, and you want bigger series. You want the World of Outlaw late models to come to Southern Oklahoma Speedway. You want the Lucas Oil late models. You want the big modified series to come to Southern Oklahoma Speedway. It starts here. All starts here. Let's open these floodgates to Southern Oklahoma Speedway, because let me tell you, last night, Meeker, the Red Dirt Raceway, opened the floodgates. They've had 2 410 races. They've both been barn burners. Yes, absolutely. 410 Viagra. It's Viagra on wheels, guys. It's a drug, man. They opened up the floodgates of Meeker, Oklahoma last night, and they are, after a combination of a few different races, they are on the national stage now. They are, without a doubt, a big deal. And the very same thing can happen to Southern Oklahoma Speedway this weekend. It's a great track. It's going to be real wide. It's going to be real fast. And the last time the 410s were there, which as far as I know, was the only time the 410s have been there, was one of the fastest races I've ever seen. Those cars were going so fast around that track. In fact, I'll try to pull up some stats on that here in a little bit. Give me 1 second. My dog is wanting out of the room, so I'm going to get my dog out, and we'll let her go into the living room. So 1 moment. Come on, Minnie. Come on. Go. But yeah, it was a great weekend. Great Tuesday night at Red Dirt Raceway. Could catch it all on Flow. The replay is most likely already up. My gosh, it was number one. The racing was excellent. It was excellent. Corey Day, man. Corey Day is putting himself on the map in a huge way. He picked up a Chili Bowl prelim win this year. A lot of people weren't even talking about the guy before that. We'd heard that he was going to go Hight Limit Racing. He was a big deal in California, and now he's a big deal in the nation. He's put up 2 straight A-feature wins against some of the best competition in the world, and he had to pass one of the best drivers in Hight Limit. He had to pass the Hight Limit points leader to be able to get to that win, and went from 7th, finished first. He was also the first fan dice roll winner of the year. Hight Limit does this real cool deal where they pick one fan that's bought a ticket online, and they get to roll the dice, and whatever number that lands on, if the driver in that starting position wins, you win some money. And the farther back they go, the more money it is. And you split that with the driver. Last night it was $7,000. I think it's $1,000 per position. So, you roll a 27 and the 27th place car wins, then you're splitting $27,000. Something like that. I think there's a cap on it. It might be at 20. But the dice roll was 7th, and Corey Day drove to the front and won. Quick time went to Zeb Whyis. He was close to the track record, just a little bit off with a 12.325. Thought he was going to be real fast all night. He looked really good around there. This quarter mile was something to behold. The crazy thing about it was the person that really stood out to me last night was Kasey Kahne. Kasey Kahne had probably one of his best runs he's had since he's been back in a sprint car. The feature didn't show it, but he was strong in his heat race. He put up second quick, I think, and the crowd erupted whenever he hit the top of the boards. Parker Price Miller, Tyler Courtney, Corey Day, Brady Bacon, and Zeb Whyis were your heat race winners. Excuse me. Zeb Whyis was your dash winner. Fastest lap of the night in racing competition went to Sunshine. Tyler Courtney, he with a 12.689, and hard charger was Justin Peck plus 16. He went from the B feature. He won the B feature, finished 5th. Justin Peck was on rails, and the only reason he was in a B feature was because he tipped over in his heat race and damaged the wing. They had to run with the wing all damaged and wasn't able to come back up through the field. Zeb Whyis took the lead early. He led through lap 6, and that's when Tyler Courtney decided it was time to go. And Tyler Courtney, it looked like he was going to be hard to beat. And then all of a sudden, you saw Corey Day kept rolling the top. This track was top to bottom, guys. They were running right against the wall. It was a fantastic race. Lap 20, Corey Day officially took the lead and checked out. Nobody was able to catch him. he was fast. There's something about this kid. He's going to be one of the next big deals in racing. He's got Jason Myers behind him, who's World of Outlaws champion, great car owner, and he's fast. He's fast. He knows how to do it. He knows how to get around this track, and he was really good. I don't know much else to say about it. The guy's great. Yeah, Justin. Let me just put it this way: Tanner Holmes, they're still figuring things out with that team. It's a home. It's a team that is a family-run team. They kind of had to throw it together. I think they thought they were going to go racing with Shark Racing. I'm not for sure. I know he was racing that car last year in the 1A and then sometimes the 1T for Shark Racing. But Tanner Holmes is a really good driver. I think his equipment is lacking, and I think that's a big part of his problem. Tanner Holmes is going to be one of those guys we're going to be talking about in the future. That's going to be a real fast guy. Kind of a disappointing run for Kyle Larson. Everybody has high expectations when Kyle Larson goes and runs a sprint car, and he went 9th to 6th. He just never played a factor in anything last night. And the last time 410 sprint cars were here was in 2020 during the All-Star Oklahoma Swing, whenever COVID had happened and a lot of tracks couldn't open up. They came down here and they were hitting up all the Texas tracks you could think of. They were hitting up. They hit almost every Oklahoma track. And Kyle Larson was one of the men to beat that night. I'm also very interested. I'm interested where Aaron Reitzel is. His teammate was there. The number 8 of Corey Eliason was there. Corey Eliason had a good night. Went 18th to 11th. He was fast. But Aaron Reitzel was very tough on this track. He won the only other 410 race here. I want to know where he's at. I want to know what's going on with him. I'm not really the biggest fan of Aaron Reitzel, but you can't deny his talent. And it's weird. He's just not out there. And I haven't seen anything about him not being there. I don't know. I'm pulling up his page right now to see, if there's anything going on, if he's posted anything. Nothing. He was at the Federated Auto Parts Raceway races with the Outlaws, but they were making comments about how he was supposed to be there last night and he just wasn't there. So I don't know. We'll see if there's something going on there. Maybe they're deciding not to run the high limit. He took a ride on his bike and got lost. Oh, love it. I love that. Y'all just go look up Aaron Reitzel bike and y'all will find out if you don't understand that joke. But the presentation was awesome last night. Cody Brewer, I can't say enough about what he's done with that track. Red Dirt Raceway was a crap hole when he got it. And he's turned it around. It's one of the best tracks in the nation. And after last night, I see a lot of people saying Red Dirt Raceway might be the best bull ring in America, in the U.S. And I'm willing to put it up against any bull ring in the country. That's a fact. It is one of the best racetracks. I'm taking that from a very small 3/8 mile to a quarter mile. became it totally changed the dynamic of this raceway for the better. And one of the best parts is they kept the flag stand in the same place. So it has this Talladega start finish line where it's literally the entrance to turn one is the start finish line. Kind of rocks. I kind of love that. There's Cody Brewer has changed the entire place around there. There were some people, yes, JR. There were some people saying last night that they hadn't been there in 30 years and that it's just a completely different place and for the better. There's new grandstands. They're adding more grandstands. I think you're going to see a lot of Red Dirt Raceway. I think you're going to see a lot of Red Dirt Raceway on a lot of schedules in the next coming years. I'd love to see the Outlaws come there. I don't believe they've ever been there. No, they haven't, because the only other 410 race in its history was in 2020. I think you're going to see it as a staple on the Hight Limit series. I would love to see them get multiple dates, especially I'd love to see a multi-day event there. But I think you're going to start seeing them get multiple dates. 1 minute. No hate to Red Dirt because I love that place, but do you think SOS may be a better race Friday because of the bigger track, higher banking, higher speeds? Justin, it's going to be a different race. You can't really compare the two. Red Dirt is a tiny bull ring that's tight and promotes closer racing. SOS is more technical. It's a different driving style, and there's going to be close racing at both tracks, but it promotes a different driving style. And yes, it's going to be faster. It's going to be way faster, but I think you're talking about two different coins here. Because SOS being so big, you're going to have more of a racing style closer to like a Knoxville, to a closer to a TMS. It's going to be great racing, but it's going to be different. I expect great things Friday night. I think it's going to be a really great race. Yes, it's definitely apples to oranges. You can't really compare the two. I think both are going to be shocking the world this week. I think a lot of people are going to be going, Ardmore, Oklahoma. Why are they going to Ardmore, Oklahoma? Because it's a great track. And obviously, with the All-Stars coming there, it set an example with Larson, definitely. And it set an example with a lot of these all-star guys. And so I think, it's going to be one of those tracks going forward that's going to get a lot more opportunities. The fans have to show the support. And so far the fans are doing a good job. But this place deserves to have this big show. And I've been waiting since 2017 when I first walked through the gate there for this kind of big show. And I think they're going to deliver. John Webb puts together a fantastic racetrack, and I think it's going to be a great experience. Once again, if you haven't bought your tickets, buy your tickets now. Get your tickets early and often. Gates open at 2, drivers meeting at 5, hot laps are at 6, Fan Fest at 7 at the grandstands. Fan Fest was really cool last night. I got to go meet drivers. It's a nice little stretch your legs moment. It will be the High Limit Sprint Cars plus the hometown hobby stocks. And I will be on the call for the hobby stocks. I'm very excited to be on Flow Racing. Nothing against IMCA TV, but this is going to be the biggest crowd I've ever performed in front of, and I'm hyped for that. JR, I didn't miss your comment. Rico, he's awesome. Rico is one of the all-time greats. He's one of my favorites. I'm so excited every time I get to see Rico race. Let's turn a corner here. I could talk sprint cars all day long. I really could. I'm going to pull up an article that was put out. Excuse me. That Mr. Justin Condon sent over to me, and I'm going to I'm not. Gosh, I don't know how to put this. IMCA has spelled out a new eligibility rule. Absolutely, Cliff. They're high for the people that are dogging High Limit. What I say to you is, we have 2 national 410 tours. All Stars used to be. They were never really national. They were more regional. High Limit is a national series, and we're getting more racing. What's better than that? We're getting more 410 racing. When 10, 15 years ago, they said 410 racing will be dead by this time. And now it's stronger than ever. So, IMCA rules. I don't know if this is technically a new rule, if it was a clarified rule, but it reads like this. IMCA drivers will still be allowed to compete in specified multiple divisions this season. What they won't be doing, however, is changing divisions multiple times, especially when it comes time to racing in high-paying specials. So basically, what they're putting out here now is, if you want to switch divisions, you have to wait 12 calendar months to switch divisions with your IMCA license. So, as they put it, for an example, if a driver with a modified license switches to a Northern or Southern Sport Mod, they have to stay in the new division for 12 calendar months from the date they changed divisions. There are good and bad things about this. Number one, why the hell do we have a Northern and a Southern Sport Mod? Let's have Sport Mods. Can we get rid of these asinine differences between cars? Because this is what's killing the sport at the end of the day. When we talk about money and all this, the fact that a guy down here with their Southern Sport Mod cannot go and run against Northern Sport Mods, asinine. Make it a Sport Mod and be freaking done with it. Rant over on that part. A quote that they have here from IMCA President Brett Root. What we've seen primarily is drivers making that switch to race in higher paying specials held prior to or after the end of the point season. In no way is it fair for Sport Mod drivers who support their weekly tracks during the season to race against modified or late model drivers in pre or post season specials. We will continue to allow drivers with legitimate reasons to change divisions, but when they switch, they're going to have to stay switched for 12 months. I do not agree with this 100%. Because it's only hurting the drivers. I know of multiple guys that support weekly racing that run a Sport Mod, they run a modified, they run a late model, they run a sprint car. The way this is read, now it might work out different. They can have one license. They can run one division. I know guys that switch divisions 2 times a year because they decided to go run a different division. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong that this is not how this is reading, but this is how it reads. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let guys race. Stop trying to dictate what people can and can't race. This is I know people that number one, you should have an IMCA license. You should be able to say this is the division I'm running, but it shouldn't dictate what you're going to be able to run. I know personally people that have tried to go to Super Nationals and run a car because they got a ride to run Super Nationals and couldn't go do it because their license read that they were a sport mod driver and it was a modified or a stock car. Dumb. So dumb. I don't see the sprint car world going, hey, you drive a 305, so you can't drive a 410. No. Let racers race. This is hurting the sport, what IMCA does. And I work at an IMCA track. I'm a big fan of IMCA. But they continue to do this kind of stuff. Let's go back to the comments. Ashley Allenson, I saw you from afar. I saw you in the infield. Hope you got some really great shots. Can't wait to see what you got. Red Dirt is definitely the best bullring in the United States. We need a 2-day show next year. I would love to spend 2 days out there. One thing I asked Cody is put a public Wi-Fi out there or cell phone boosters. My only concern being Meeker is if an emergency happens at home, nobody can get a hold of me. So I do request that. Cliff Peterson, this same policy is what's hurting World of Outlaws. It is nuts. Expand upon that. I don't know what you're talking about there. There's not this kind of policy in the World of Outlaws besides the guys that are getting paid by the series to be there. So if you're getting paid, it's a completely different thing if you're getting paid by the series to be there. And they are allowed to go run other places as long as it doesn't conflict. I've seen people do it. So I would like an expansion on that. Another thing that reads in here, discounts will no longer be given to drivers purchasing licenses in multiple divisions. Don't like that. If you're going to go run multiple divisions, you should be able to catch a little bit of a break. You're really supporting IMCA if you've got multiple licenses. So don't do that. Chase Vineyard. Why is my ceiling fan spinning in the wrong direction? Well, sometimes you just want to see it go the other way. I got one of those toilets that spins from the left instead of the right. So, Cliff, they do restrict where and when, but it usually the only problem there is when it conflicts with another race. So it's not really we're talking apples to oranges on that. This is a whole different ball game here. So what if I'm bougie, Chase? So what? I like my ceiling fan. So we're talking about ceiling fans on an auto racing podcast. I love it. Yeah, this should not be a thing. They shouldn't be worried about who's in what division. Perfect example. There's guys that switch from stock car to sport mod down here all the time. I don't know. Good point brought up about Kyle Larson that I didn't think about. He is running the Indy 500. His brain is probably elsewhere right now. Honestly, he might be spread too thin to be running sprint cars. I don't know. We'll see. I'm very excited about Kyle Larson running in the Indy 500. Represent. Hopefully he has a great night or great day over there. But guys, that's about it. I'm tired. I'm worn out. It was a long night. I'm gonna play a little clip for you from last night. Just wonderful time I had. It's time to double down. It's time to Nothing better than race cars on a racetrack, guys. Thank you once again for joining us this week. We will be back next week. I'm toying with the idea of doing a special this weekend. We'll see where I go since I won't be at the track Saturday. Make sure that you're buying your tickets early and often. Get your tickets to Southern Oklahoma Speedway. We're going to be there in 2 days. We're 2 days away from one of the biggest races that Ardmore's ever held. I'm so excited. If it's anything like last night, it's going to be a barn burner. That's it, guys. I'll see you next week. If I do go live this weekend, I'll make sure everybody knows about it. I'm going to put up a poll, and I would like everybody to vote. Thinking about doing, maybe once a month special podcast about racing movies, maybe a watch along type thing. And I want to hear if y'all would like that. I've been watching Cars a lot with my daughter, and it's made me think of that. So, Dustin Gray, you're catching in right at the end, buddy. It was good to see you on the track, Kyle. If you're going to be here Friday, I'll come down and say hello. I'd be excited to see you, buddy. But that's it, guys. I'm all done for the night. For the day. I'm gonna go rest up a little bit, get a saltwater rinse for my throat and everything. But love you guys. Thank you for joining me today, and y'all have a great day. We'll see you later.